Welcome to another edition of Industry News. I'm Jose Guzman.
And I'm Ryan Evans.
You know, Ryan, I'm kind of a little shocked. We haven't done a lot more work together. Why is that?
It's probably because I think you're unprofessional, incompetent, and don't know how you got to be a producer on the show.
I agree. Ubisoft announced the release of the next Assassin's Creed last week. The title of everyone's favorite homicidal time travel puzzle game is confirmed as Assassin's Creed Revelations. The developers haven't released much information, but we do know that it's going to be a quote-unquote final chapter in Ezio's trilogy. In addition to amping up the multiplayer with more game modes, levels, and playable characters, they've also given us a new toy to play with, simply called the Hook Blade. However, at this moment, its utilization is strictly speculation. Additionally, there is also talk of adding a new dimension of decision-making to the gameplay, which could draw some skepticism since the game's focus has always been on re-experiencing history as the story dictates. As far as location is concerned, we also know that Ezio will be exploring Constantinople. For those of you who stayed awake during the first Assassin's Creed, like me, you may recall that this particular city was one of Altair's old stomping grounds, leaving this professional reporter to beg the question, are these developers just attempting to assassinate their past mistakes? I will let you decide.
Now for some news from a galaxy far, far away. Well, from BioWare here in Austin, really. There's been some new press about the PvP in the Old Republic MMO coming out soon. I can tell you that battlefields will have strategic positions each side will want to control, such as a turret that will shoot down your enemy's capital ship. There's also a total of 8 classes for players to choose from, with each class branching off into 2 subclasses. Overall, BioWare is putting a lot of thought into the PvP experience in the game, and I'm looking forward to slicing down some Sith scum with my lightsaber, in hopefully the near future.
PlayStation Network has been down for close to 2 weeks now, and I'm still trying to figure out whose ass I need to kick. Anonymous crossed their names off the hit list when they posted a letter to Sony stating, if a legitimate, honest investigation is conducted, Anonymous will not be found liable. Accusations began to gravitate towards Anonymous after they admitted to being the masterminds behind the hacking of the actual PS3 console, but Anonymous swears that they do not condone credit card theft. Also, whoever committed the cyber attack left a stamp on one of the files left behind. The stamp read, "We are Legion." For anyone familiar with the actual stamp, it's typically much longer, which indicates that this group attempted to pass themselves off as anonymous. Whoever we're dealing with is seriously a kleptomaniac, and I do not approve. Stealing is the worst crime imaginable, and I have never condoned such a thing. Never.
Really, Jose, you're so against stealing? Why don't you give me my iPod back then?
Hey, screw you, Ryan.
Out with the remakes and in with the originality. Hopefully. Nintendo Shigeru Miyamoto said he is no longer interested in continuing the trend of re-releasing older N64 games on the 3DS. He instead wants Nintendo to focus on creating brand new original games for the portable console. Before this happens, we can expect Nintendo to finish their current batch of re-releases, including Ocarina of Time and Star Fox 64. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to doing a barrel roll in 3D! In 3D!
Can you ever really get enough Lara Croft in her cute little explorer's outfit concealing that audacious body, along with a beautiful, voluptuous pair of unregistered firearms? Oh, yes you can. Oh, that's kind of too bad because the studio already greenlit the project. Mark Ferguson and Hawk Ostby were selected to write the next film for the feminist franchise. With films like Cowboys and Aliens and Iron Man in their resume, it's bound to showcase at least just a little bit of that old school misogynistic action that we're all used to. The big question, however, is who's gonna play the bitch? The producers said they're not making any accommodations for Jolie's walker, her wheelchair, or any of that stuff. So most likely we'll have a new pair to ogle. My personal vote goes for Dame Judi Dench. Yeah. So Ryan, that was pretty good.
Jose, I admit I was really impressed with your work on this one, so maybe if you could just, put in a good word for me, so I could, have your job set. What?
Because it's not gonna happen, bitch.